Washington, D.C. may be the center of power, but 2 hours outside the city, the Inn at Little Washington is the culinary capital. And its owner, renowned chef Patrick O'Connell, in true VIP fashion, has a low-fat, low-cholesterol recipe just for you. Words low fat, low cholesterol don't always generate a lot of excitement, unless, of course, you're here at the Inn at Little Washington with Patrick O'Connell. Thank you so much for having us here today.
It's a pleasure.
Let me put you on the spot a little bit and ask you something. I know you're a modest person, but I mean, how many stars we got here?
5.
5 stars. And how many diamonds?
4.
4 diamonds.
Wait a minute, no, 5 diamonds.
5 diamonds.
5 and 5.
Yeah, 5 and 5. 5 stars. 5 diamonds. James Beard Award?
All the James Beard Awards.
So
yes.
Lots of the, but today is the day we make the Inn at Little Washington because we're here with Dr. Vaziri.
Absolutely.
Now you've arrived.
We get the seal of approval.
From Dr.
We're the healthiest place to eat in town.
Yeah, I'm actually excited about what we're going to make. It seems like we're tackling a very unpopular vegetable.
We are. It's all about Brussels sprouts. They're going to be transformed into having none of the negative properties commonly associated with Brussels sprouts, and they'll have wonderful new properties that will allow you to appreciate them.
Why do they get a bad rap? What's the problem with Brussels sprouts?
They get a bad rap because of their overcooking and those tenement apartments we all lived in when we were in school. It smelled like Brussels sprouts in the hallways. They were boiled, and sometimes with the lid on. You can never boil a vegetable with the lid on. It just it does a terrible thing to it. It becomes sulfurous. So
they were victims. They were treated improperly.
They were treated improperly.
Well,
yes.
we were the victims growing up, having to finish our Brussels sprouts. Or at least I was a victim to having to finish my Brussels sprouts.
There are 1,000 ways to do them. You can even take them raw and put them on the grater, and you can grate them, and you can saute those very quickly in a little olive oil, maybe with a little onion and garlic. And that's a fabulous vegetable dish, all very bright and fresh. But we're going to treat them more as a salad green. And what we're going to do is take the Brussels sprouts. Even the big fat ones work fine for this, because you're going to peel the petals off as you would the petals of a rose. So you're going to be seeing the Brussels sprout more as a delicate flower, which it really is. And then when you have all these wonderful little delicate, happy little petals, you're going to put them, you're going to blanch them. So we'll slip
Blanching being?
Blanching is a quick boil and then a refreshing in ice water. So you'll bring out all their color and their flavor, but stop the cooking instantaneously while they're still bright green and seal that color.
And bring that flavor
exactly.
right to its peak.
Exactly. And it can be done in advance. That's the beauty of it. So we'll just step over here, and we have a pot of boiling water. It's important to use plenty of water, the same way you would cook pasta, not a tiny little pot. The more water you have, the hotter it is, and the quicker it's going to blanch these Brussels sprout petals. So we'll add a little salt to the water, and we'll throw in our petals. And in a few seconds, they're going to turn a vibrant, wonderful green, an appetizing green.
So you wait for the color change.
The color change, and then you're going to taste. Every vegetable is different, every Brussels sprout is different. So it's best to, and every person's palate is a little different. You want to see that it is nice and crunchy, but doesn't bite you back.
Al dente? Is
Al dente, just as if you were cooking, well, not exactly a pasta. It's going to be a little more al dente than a pasta. But so that you can sink your teeth into it, but it still has a little bit of texture and crunch.
A little crunch,
Yeah,
okay.
a little crunch. So now we have a nice color.
Look at that, look at that
we're
bright,
gonna set them up right away. I think some people today are going a little too far in undercooking. I love raw vegetables, but I don't like a cooked vegetable that still tastes raw. If it's going to be cooked, I like it to have a little sensuality. But this is sort of a hybrid. It's half and half because we're going to treat it as almost as a salad green. Then we want anything that we put in a vinaigrette has to be perfectly dry. We don't want any water diluting the flavors of the vinaigrette. Now, again, it's so natural and beautiful looking.
It's like walking through a garden. I mean, you just
exactly,
see.
exactly. Again, there's no
No.
fragrance coming from these at all. No unpleasant sulfurous smell. And now you can do anything you want with them. If you want to just make a quick salad, you can with your favorite ingredients. But we're going to make a vinaigrette and then use it as a base for whatever you want to put on it. Well, we have some coriander seed that we've toasted, and we're going to use a mortar and pestle. And of course, if you don't have one and if you've never used one, you think, oh my God, what would I do with that? But it's only, say, $35, or you find them in garage sales or flea markets. This one is where we got it. See, in an old flea market, it's partly busted. Works just as well, actually even a little bit better. These were how all the early medicines were made.
Pharmacy.
In the pharmacy, exactly. So
does that remind you of?
No, I'm not a pharmacist. But
so we're releasing all their wonderful, powerful fragrances and their oils.
So, and this is coriander seed and fennel.
That's it, and let's see how it's smelling. Oh God, it's fabulous! It's that wonderful toasty quality that it has. Yeah, and it's going
like a fruit almost. I mean, it's
So we're just going to pour that. We could, in the old-fashioned way, add our oil and everything to the mortar, as you would. God, that mortar's heavy. Pestle. So we have our base for the vinaigrette. I like vinaigrettes on almost everything, even meats and most vegetables, more than butter, because it's sharper and the acid gives a kind of spark to whatever it is you're eating, and they're much, much healthier. We'll just pour some dry vermouth and some chopped shallot, some lemon in here. Then we have a little bay leaf, which is great. All this can be done well in advance, and some fresh thyme. So we're going to get a very aromatic, a little white wine vinegar, quite a bit of garlic, as you see.
no, I think it's overall very healthy. A lot of fresh ingredients, a little bit of olive oil. You know, everything in moderation, I think, is the key. And I don't think we're going to use very much of this vinaigrette at the end. It's just kind of over the top.
Exactly. We want to be sure that our petals are extremely dry so they don't dilute with any water the nice vinaigrette. So then we're going to make a fun little jiffy pickle out of cranberries. Of course, cranberries are wonderfully healthy. So nothing could be simpler than pickling cranberries. All you do is put in one pot some sugar, about quite a bit of sugar, and some vinegar.
You okay with the sugar?
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be used as a garnish. This isn't the main.
No, in fact, you're not going to get any of it because after they pickled, this is all you're going to eat.
Okay.
So it's the brine, and all of that sugar will be left in the bottom. And some apple cider vinegar, a clove of a cinnamon stick.
Could you use an artificial sweetener?
Or honey. Honey is wonderful.
Honey would be okay.
Honey is a great. I always use honey as and some cloves, and then some fresh ginger root, peeled, thrown in. And then we're going to bring that to a boil, and then we'll put our whole cranberries, a full bag, in a container that we might later be able to put in the refrigerator. We'll pour the boiling pickling liquid over top of the cranberries and allow it to come to room temperature.
So that cooks the cranberries in there.
Yeah, that's all you have to do. Yeah, and so there's no possibility of overcooking. And these are just fun to make.
Can I? Maybe.
A wonderful gift, please.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And
wow,
they have the best of the tart cranberry.
And not much sugar taste at all.
Not much sugar
right?
taste at all.
No,
They're not sweet. So we serve these in 1,000 different ways. They're great with venison, with a roast pork. And what is fabulous is that you can make a large tub of them, put them in little crocks, seal them up, and give them out as holiday gifts.
Well, thank you. You shouldn't have, but I'll take it.
While this can be eaten by itself, it also allows you to create a base that you can put pretty much anything on top of. And in this case, we're going to show you how you can slice a sea scallop. So meanwhile, we've seared some plump sea scallops to show you how they could possibly complete this dish if you wanted. So easy, easy, easy to cook, to plate, to make, you know, and no butter.
And just to go into these for a split second. Now, you just sear these on either side a couple minutes?
Exactly, but we want a dual texture, which is another thing we always aim for here. And we want to show that outside has a little crispy crunch, and the inside has that gorgeous, pearly, delicate, medium rare look. So I guess we could use just one, and they're just slightly warm. So we're going to put put a few more of these. And then if we want to garnish the sprouts with a little bit of fennel and coriander, we can, the whole, just to kind of show it off.
There's a good amount of protein from the scallops. As you can see, it's all fresh ingredients. You're not using butter. He's not frying anything. He's just searing. I mean, it's very healthy, and it's all fresh ingredients, fresh herbs, fresh vegetables.
So when you meet now with patients and you
I'm gonna ask them to make some of this for me and bring it in.
That's going to be part of the deal,
yeah,
right?
That's going to be.
Now, you could as easily put a chicken breast across here, or a slice of turkey, or whatever.
Any one of your proteins is
or another
great.
fish, another fish. We just happen to have the scallops.
Right, and avoiding the butter and avoiding the frying is healthier.
Exactly, exactly.
All right, so this is gonna be my favorite part, the part where we get to taste it, right? I'm gonna go first if you guys don't mind. All together?
You can
much.
pop
I'm gonna
that
miss.
into
I'm so
your
glad you go
fingers.
first, because it's nerve-wracking when he...
You got it.
Oh, like a salad. It's like a lettuce
That's
almost.
the
or
idea.
Green.
Refreshing.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think you have it right. I'm swooning. Swooning is the... Swooning. 5 stars not enough. How many stars can we give? We'll keep going.
And get away with it?
And get away with it, yes. 10, 15 stars. Incredible dish.
Fantastic.
Low fat, low cholesterol, and you swoon.